And Sarah Yehudit is going to talk about Zot Hanukkah, a tribute to the Shekhinah. I thought it was an embodiment of the Shekhinah. Well, let's see.
Okay, so it is my custom. Oh, man, it's my custom practice, whatever, to meditate for a moment, and then I'll say a prayer, and then we'll start to learn. Avi, Avi, Adoni, Dodi. We enter into this study to draw close to you for the sake of holy service and the fulfillment of your will for us and for all of Israel and for this entire planet. Please assist our efforts and guide our understandings. Let us internalize your Torah to the depths of our being so that we become transformed by your will and its truths. Let neither ourselves nor anyone else come to stumbling as a result of this study. Several ways of linking these 8 days of Hanukkah to the 10 Sefirot. And the one that makes the most sense to me is, and the one I'm going to be working with, is to start with Bina and then move down to Malchut. There are lots of sources for this, and it's really what we're singing in Ma'asur. We say, B'nai Bina Yamei Shmona Chavushir. So it's so everything is really unfolding from Bina. All the rest of the days are B'nai Bina. They are the fruit of Bina. So that's the system I'm going to be working with. So Hanukkah thus becomes an 8-day journey of progressive tikkun, of bringing light, i.e. awareness, into the deeper, darker layers of the unconscious. And curiously, when we count the days from Bina to Malchut, we're starting with the higher Shekhinah, called Ima, associated with Bina, and we're ending with Malchut, the lower Shekhinah, called Nukba, or literally woman. Bina is the womb of the mind, and Malchut is the womb of the world. Hanukkah thus begins and ends on a feminine note. The first candle of Bina accompanies all the subsequent lights, and its last candle of Malchut gets honored with a name of its own, Zot Hanukkah. In part because it enacts the last frame. So Zot, as everyone knows, is the feminine form of the Hebrew word for this. It's a kinui, it's a code word for the cosmic feminine called Partsuf Nukba, aka the lower Shekhinah, which is the moon-like Shekhinah associated with the sphere of Malchut. And that's because the first place that the word Zot appears in the Torah is in the verse where Adam is designating Chava as woman. And in that verse, the word Zot appears not just once, but 3 times. The verse is Vayomer ha'adam Zot hapam etzem me'atzamai uvasar mi basari lezot yikra isha ki me'ish lekucha Zot. I guess I'll translate. So the man said, this one is that finally bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, shall be called woman, for she was from man she was taken. So to understand the mystery of Zot Hanukkah, we need to examine a teaching by the master Kabbalist, Rav Shlomo Elyashuv. he comments on a verse from Yeshayahu, which is, Ani Rishon va'ani acharon, umi baladai ein Elokim. I am the first and I am the last. Apart from me, there is no other. The Leshem asserts that that verse is spoken by the Shekhinah, the cosmic feminine. She is the first and she is the last. And he says that that verse captures, he doesn't obviously use this language, but this is what he teaches, that this verse captures the existential mystery of the feminine, that two opposite and paradoxical truths jostle at her core, her firstness and her the one is evident and one, her more visible archetype, at least historically, is as Malchut, the moon-like feminine that wanes and waxes and has no light of her own except what she receives from her son, i.e. her spouse, the Partziv called Zer Anpin, or man, who incorporates. Remember that we're speaking about archetypes here. Real people always include aspects of masculine and feminine within and have a whole full set of sphirot within. As Malchut, she's the lowest point of the system, its footstool, utterly dependent upon the upper sphirot that are functioning as her metaphoric sun, providing her with light, bounty, and provisions. The Shekhinah, in her moon-like archetype, is the enabler, whose merit comes not from her own accomplishments, but from enabling others to thrive. As the Talmud bluntly states, a woman earns her olam haba by taking her children to school and supporting her husband's spiritual ambitions. That, says Leshem, is the Shekhinah's nukba mode, where she embodies the pole of I am the last. I am the Ezer, so to speak. But there's another hidden face of the feminine, says he, that is equally true, but even in our modern times, not equally visible. That is her I am the first expression. In this mode, she occupies the highest sphere of Keter, crown. As Keter, says the Leshem, she births the entire world, the entire system into existence and nurtures it constantly. Whatever anyone has, they have drawn it from her and are beholden to her. She is actually the hidden source, the wellspring and mashpia to all that she serves in her malchut, nukba role. Everything, including her son, are secretly, utterly dependent upon her. I'm talking about malchut.
Wait, so
This
there's
is
a higher
a-
level.
Yeah, right. I'm the
Higher
first. This is her. I
I
am
am
the
first.
first, and I'm the last.
She's the one that-
She's, well, he calls it Keter. Yeah, but really the Keter of our system is actually Bina. Like our system is, the Vav and the He of Hashem's name starts in, the Vav is from Chesed to Yesod, and the final He is Malchut. So our system of Hakadosh Baruch Hu and Shekhinah, the Keter of that system is actually Bina, because it's the next sphere up.
Is that because we have so much hidden that we actually only have the knowledge that we have?
Right, that's the Amad Askalia, the
Where,
revealed.
where we're allowed to see.
And we're able to see.
Able to see.
We're allowed, if we could get there. we should be allowed.
I'll wait.
Um,
So
Okay, so I'm gonna say it
maybe,
again.
maybe the light that we're bringing down is the Yud into the first light, which is Bina, and then all of the candles are the Vav, and then the last candle is the Malchut, which is the Hay.
I'm gonna
I
talk about
turned
it.
the
a
sound
little
off.
bit
Is that
different.
okay? I
Okay.
turned the sound off.
So I'm gonna say
on
this
the phone,
again,
okay?
because I thought,
Yeah. but how do we-
okay, so
he's up
the Malchut, or I am the last mode, Ani Rishon v'ani Acharon. So the Malchut, or last mode, is the Nukba mode, where taking her children to school and supporting her husband's education. But there's another hidden face of the feminine that is equally true. This is not me talking. This is a Leshem speaking. There's another hidden face of the feminine that is equally true, but even in modern times, not equally visible. That is her Ani Rishon, I am the first expression. In this mode, she occupies the highest sphera. He calls it Keter, but really the Bina is the Keter of our world. The highest sphere of Keter. As Keter, says the Leshem, she bursts the entire world into existence and nurtures it constantly. Whatever anyone has, they have drawn it from her and are beholden to her. She is actually the hidden source, wellspring, and mashpia to all those that she serves in her Malchut Nukba role. Everything, including her son, are secretly, utterly dependent upon her. This is the hidden truth of the cosmic feminine, that Ani Rishon, I am the first. The Leshem's teachings apply to the feminine archetype on all scales, whether Shekhinah in relation to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Israel in relation to Hashem, women in relation to men, or anima, the inner feminine within every human being. One thing they all share is that wholeness, to be whole, requires them to incorporate, to find a way to acknowledge and incorporate both poles.
This is our struggle. I mean, this is
Exactly, totally.
You're not crazy.
Right. That's it.
You're the one who said that we signed up for this.
One thing they all share is that the wholeness requires us to incorporate both extremes, our firstness and our lastness, even if not literally, even if only in the quiet of our mind. One approach is to dance back and forth between them, between Keter and Malchut, Ani Ayin, first and last, hidden and revealed, Mashpia and Mushpa, hidden knowing and outer appearance. Finding one's pace in this regard is the challenge and the art of womanhood. This esoteric wisdom is an oral tradition passed down from mother to daughter. The Zohar describes its transmission as follows. This is a quote from the Zohar, which is in Aramaic, which I don't know how to pronounce really. So, Ve'ima ozifat labarta me'anha v'kashita la b'kishuteha. Ima lends her kalim, her vessels and clothing, to her daughter and bedecks her with jewels. The Zohar employs symbols to convey the paradoxical wisdom that a mother imparts to a daughter. Her kalim, her vessels, are her malchut mode, the secret of her receptivity, the wisdom of knowing when and how to step back, feel their power. Her jewels are her keter mode, the art of how to claim her royalty, wield her power, and exert her influence with grace, dignity, humility, and resilience. Similarly, on a mini scale, day by day on Hanukkah, the Shekhinah's dance of Keter Malchut drives the Chag's tikkun. Ima, mother, Keter, crown, bursts each sphera into the world and then slides down to its lowest edge to become the makom, or receptive space, i.e. Malchut, that draws out the potential of that sphera by encouraging it to do so. Yet on the 8th day, which is Malchut's turn to shine her truth out into the world, something unprecedented occurs. This is also the Leshem teaching. when there are no more spheros needing to be born through her, and no more dependence seeking her nurture, and no more sparks needing to be gathered, then there is nothing binding the Shekhinah to her nukba role as footstool, makom, and enabler, i.e. to her I am the last modality. Her new mission is to integrate all the hidden parts of herself and embody them fully. Yet when she does so, says the Lesha, she instantly, like you can imagine the tree of life, the Sphero, so she instantly just immediately reverts and resituates herself in Bina. She instantly flips into her position as first, or crown to all the previous Sphero that she conceived, birthed, midwifed, and nurtured from Chesed to Yesod. Whereas before she was their maidservant, now she is their crown, as it says, Eshes Chayil Ateret Bala, the woman of valor, is the crown to her husband. The creation days start with Chesed, Yom Echad, and then Gevurah, Yom Sheni, ending with Malchut, the seventh day, or Shabbat. Hanukkah starts with Bina, above all that. And so its second day is Chesed, and its eighth day is Malchut. And on our millennial scale, when we finally move into Malchut, the year 6000 on our calendar, more or less, we're moving into the millennial Shabbat, the Yom Shechulo Shabbat, the day that is totally Shabbos, which is a euphemism for the world to come. And that transformation corresponds to Zot Chanukah, when Malchut flips into Bina, because there is nothing holding her down anymore. There's nothing tethering her to her Nukba role, because all the sparks have been gathered. The Shekhinah is instantly redeemed, and the entire creation shifts into its reward phase of history that is unmistakably marked by growth through joy. And that's Zot Chanukah. Now, Malchasima asked me if there was any advice. Obviously, there's no formal teachings about it, but at least as far as I could tell, it seems to me that it would certainly be in the spirit of things to designate some time on that day for kind of mother-daughter bonding, because that is deeply kind of what is. It's the reunion and also the fruit of the relationship of Ima and Ima, Bina, and Malchut, daughter, and also some kind of feminine gathering works to hold those two polarities and how it shifted over the years and all that. Yeah.
I just have a question, because there's a whole other shita where like there's a 13 meter reckoning, every day gets one, and so Hanukkah gets 7. So you say, how does that fit in?
Right, and there's also starting from Keter, and then you end up with on Hod, on Zot Hanukkah. There's many different ways of adding things up, and they're all just different angles on things. But the one that just feels truest to me, I guess, is this one, which is begins with B and seems to be reinforced. But still, it's also it's the rest of the 13 meter Rachim. It's also the tribes are bringing each one brought their offerings, and then Zot Hanukkah is all of them together. So there's many different systems. Rabbi Ginsburg teaches this one, and also he talks about how the 13 Midot of Rachim, there are 13 words in both of the first of the brachot of Ner Hanukkah and the brachot of
I don't remember if it was Imuna with David or Leah Golem, who said that her minhag on Zot Hanukkah, which I took on from the moment I heard it at this Rosh Chodesh gathering. I don't know which year it was. But she said that she lights the whole day, she just keeps lighting Hanukkah candles.
Oh, beautiful.
Uses up all of us during the all those extra candles. Like,
Beautiful.
all.
Beautiful. Right.
A lot of us older women are kind of looking into that now.
Right.
Like, no, we're not quite yet comfortable in it.
Right.
Like, like, why are you giving me about what you're so used to serving that like suddenly, they go, sit, Ima, it's okay. It's
Right. Right.
we've been for very long nurturing.
Right.
Yeah, I just judge it.
Right.
It's also just so connected to what I was just saying,
Yeah.
but like coming into the inner auto, like just like believing that like give, nurture, and be like, no, I'm gonna say no now.
That you're allowed.
Yeah. And yes,
You're
to
also
be-
really coming into that fullness of creativity, like you said, like
Right.
certain new things, mama's being birthed out of that.
Right.
Actually having time to sit sometimes.
Right.
Is it okay? Like, I'm not doing, I'm being.
Dina.
The organus is connected to which sphera? Is it like the Keter or the Chokmah, the Binah, or is it beyond?
It's beyond, but it does then kind of trickle through, so it's associated with all the spheres as it comes down and makes
Is it
contact.
coming down from a certain place?
Yeah,
Where is the organus?
coming down from the first head of the Keter and beyond. It's
Was it the
really-
Keter Shebaketer? Or the Keter Elyon?
There's 3 heads of Keter, Emunah, Tanu, and Ratzon, so it's coming from the.
Hey, look at my message I sent you.
She's really all we got, folks, is our own.
Right, right.
We've seen some strange things.
Right.
What's your name?
I usually study about Zod Chanukah. I mean, I read Rab Tzadok on Zod Chanukah usually. Yeah, yeah.
You were saying is this is the teaching of Hashem.
Yes.
Could you tell me?
Oh, Rav Shlomo El Yashuv, he was a
Rav Shlomo.
El Yashuv or El Yashiv, who lived in the like mid 1800s, died like 1919 or something like that. Rav Kook gave the Hester for his Levaya.
And his grandson was Rabbi Yashiv.
Right.
And there's an amazing story that his daughter basically, she couldn't have children. And there is this amazing story how they were living in Nasharim. And they went all the way to Vienna to a very expert doctor for fertility. And she underwent all kinds of terrible tests, painful tests. And the story tells that on the last day, the doctor invited her and her husband to his office. And he was sitting in front of a beautiful, wooden desk. And the doctor tapped on the table and said, just like this table will give birth, you are able to give birth. Like you're not able to give birth. And he said it in such a cruel way. And the story tells us that she didn't cry, that she held it with him the whole way to Eretz Israel. They packed up and they on the boats and on the carriages, and they came to Eretz Israel to Nasharim. And when she was in her room, she released that and let herself cry. And then her father, the Baal Leshem, this is the story tells it. The Baal Leshem came in and said to her that he promises her beyond nature that she will have a son that will give light to the entire world. And 9 months later, she had Rabbi Yashiv, only child. And he lived for 103 years. We all want to live over 100, right?
Not in my body.
And I think now it's time to sanctify all the words and go to the Beit Knesset. Thank you. Thank you. Opening a new life. This is like it's fine. So
Thank you for just carrying on with this beautiful gathering.
even if it's so cold, it's so cold.
Oh, it's so
And the
cool.
gifts to the world.
Okay, Faye. Thank you. Oh, somebody is coming out, so it'll open.
Hallelujah.
trying to get back. I lost the Zoom, and I missed the exit, and I landed up in Florida. Don't ask. Oh, thank God I'm here. I did it. Oh my God. That car is a catastrophe.
All right, ladies, we're off to lunch. Amuna will be zooming in. There's more action-packed adventures to be happening for the 23rd birthday. Not anniversary, but the birth. The birth happened actually years before that too. Many people have been gathering in the Moshav, but non-stop Rosh Chodesh gatherings and deaths and bombings and wars and good times and bad times. Not one Moshav women's Rosh Chodesh has been missed. Even with the fire, we took it to the park across the road after the fire. All right, everybody, we'll see you in a few minutes. Have a good lunch. Eat your greens.
Sister Faye.
Okay, this is the best part of the show. It's the commercial interruption.
Commercial interruption.
And Israel is always the best because Israel has the funniest commercials in the history on
Yeah, and the Moshav, and I just want to let you all know that myself and Chaya Lester Kaplan are going to be facilitating an incredible full moon retreat. It's going to be 2 nights and 3 days, December 28th to the 30th. That is from the 13th of this month of Tevet to the 15th, and our theme is Kiddush Savannah, returning to her fullness. And if you want more information, contact me on Facebook, Nechama Shena. So, where is it? It's going to be in Pardes Chana up north, close to Caesarea. Yes. So, can't wait to see you all. It's going to be incredible. We're using impressive art and dance and all different forms of creative interventions for healing. And yeah, it is limited to 10 women, so sign up. Yay! Yay! Okay, and here you have one more commercial. Okay, this is a stunning hat made by Jen Rubin.
It's my commercial.
I'm not wearing my incredible vest today, but I highly recommend all of her products.
That is nice on you.
Yes. Beautiful, like natural, handmade, sustainable, durable. So gorgeous.
resilient. Actually, it's resilient also because many things we bend them back and forth will break. Little fibers do not.
Okay, wait, I want to interrupt this broadcast, this Rosh Chodesh, to make an important announcement. Dafka today is Rosh Chodesh Tevet. It's called Ibn Znat, something like that. It's called the Chag Banot in Tunisia. And this is important because today is the highest Rosh Chodesh of all the Rosh Chodeshim. It's the only Rosh Chodesh the Chodesh that we do. Hallel Shalem, the Gmor Hallel. Now, just a minute. I want to say something. For 20 years.
Some people have been coming to this Rosh Chodesh gathering 23 years. So I've been coming like 20. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a long time.
And today is the perfect day because it's out to give a donation. And it's a big skula to give now a donation of Pach Shkalim. Now, Pach, it means a garbage can, pet chet, okay? And the chet is downwards. It's closed. Even a chet, it's something closed, we do a Pach Shemen, it's a Chaf, which is open towards the future. And I was talking before with Yehudit Schneider, and we realized, based on Rav Ginsburg's teaching as well, that when we do a vidui about the past, and we do todah about the present, we will have the vision of the hope, of the beauty for the future. And so now is a time, according to Bnei Yisrael, that we should give charity, we should give tzedakah bountifully. And just like we want this, and according to the Hasidim, and Shlomo brings down that even after we did Hoshana Rabbah with the Gmar Chatima Tova, we can still change the of Tafshin Pei Aleph for next year. So this is the by giving tzedakah today on Aleph Tevet of 100 shekels of Pach. So maybe some of us don't put into the cup every month, and so this is the perfect time to put into the cup as much as you can. I'll donate through that Jen is going to post. Okay, this is the perfect time to support this holy cause of Yafutzu Mayonotecha Achutza, of spreading this Torah and this chizuk of emunah and Torah and Yitzirah. So this is the perfect time, and it's a perfect cause to auspiciously donate Pach Shkalim, 100 shekels, Leilui Nishmat, Rabbi Meir Baal Nes, that we should all have our Nes B'yamim hahem b'zman hazeh.
Amen.
So now you can give your donations, and Jen, please present the link.
Okay, the PayPal is there, and we have a bit. My husband put it there. Oh, my phone keeps falling. I think it's time to move the chairs. Move your teacups. Anybody move your teak, or I'm going to put it in the pot. All right, girls, get that heater back, because we're going to make some heat. Everybody, clear the dance floor. Here we come. Woo! Wait, someone taught us today that we made all this space, all that negative space to fill with ultimate joy. What is that? Is that a dance floor? Dance, the ultimate joy? Let's go, girls, let's go.
I tried belting this to fix it, but it's
They may not be cool.
they're 100% well, they're from India. They're 100%. I have, you see where I did, okay?
This is on.
This one.
Like this?
Please, ladies, at home, in the office, on the street, wherever you are, I want to see you moving, dancing, up, up, up.
Where else do you have it? What's happening? Where else happening?
Where do you want it? Okay? Here we go, girls. No talking on the dance floor. That just meant dance, not move.
All right, there we go.
Blessings to his name, praises to his name. He like
Yes, more.
Yeah, those are two original songs from this album. Okay, well, I also had a new one I wanted to sing with everybody tonight. Okay.
Ladies, I just want to ask you to wash your own
Wash
bowls
your own,
also.
wash your own. And if you feel like ambitious, like wash another. Wash yours and another.
It's like a haircut thing.
We should sing a song together.
Yeah, I brought it before.
She's amazing. I just want to tell you something. I know her and she did all the eating at the marriage. She got married there. So amazing.
Honey, you ain't seen nothing.
I actually was talking to my readers. She's amazing. You guys play together. Whoa.
Okay, we're still dancing. That looks nice. We're still dancing, but do your dishes.
Yeah, people, do your dishes, please. I'm gonna bring a stack out there.
Yeah, listen, it's perfect.
And I want you to be like, go out there. Some people left.
Let's bring everyone together. Yeah.
Hi, what? What happened?
No. He can't go. 3 times. The door.
And it's a very mindful experience. It really sings through.
You know, in the early days of Moshav, we did this every month. We gathered together with Paladol and us, Avram Leader, a whole bunch of Avram children, and we sang this every month. For a long time. Wow. This is going back 44 years.
So that's another great idea to do to the Shabbos. And you know, the seven times is like moving through the seven spheroids, and it's really tremendous. There's seven spheroids. Well, seven days, 7 planets. The days of the week. So let's just try the first line. Okay? Yeah, I'll do it. So this is comfortable for everyone. Let's do it once a Shabbos.
Okay. Yeah. Start the new old. A lot of things are like getting revived.
Yeah. I have a co-op.
Yeah.
Amish gives you cough.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chavarasa.
Oh,
An honor to sing with you. Yes,
Yes.
I actually came. I have like a little shiur that I prepared. I had some crazy idea. I was going to give over the shiur and then do the music. I don't know what I was thinking.
You can give over a little bit of the shiur.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was thinking also maybe I'll save this for next month, but I can probably add to it by next month.
Next month?
I really want to.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, you're definitely done next.
And this schedule's done.
We've got a little bit of audio.
Your agent.
Bring out audio.
Bring your daughters. Bring your daughters.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of teenagers though.
I want to be in that dog. I want to be in that dog.
Leah?
So maybe she come again.
You know what?
Okay,
The kind that's not acidic, and the kind that's acidic. Okay, so I told Leah I want to do a class on prophecy. On the Sefer Yetziel. Right.
Prophecy of the Moshav.
And the Sarah.
No,
And the Sarah. Take it outside. And the Sarah.
Okay, so, yeah, so first of all, I wanted to say that I've been learning, I really love reading up the stories, and it's just really a lifetime journey to learn the stories, because you can't ever learn them. I don't know who here is familiar with Leah, I know, used to read to Rabbi Nachman stories, because Rabbi Nachman said that these stories have the power to raise people up. So these stories contain several messages for us. And the Saba says that we have to meditate and really deeply meditate on all of the Nachman's teachings, because that's the only way to come alive. Not just, Nachman doesn't give people like directions, like do this, do that, right? It's a hasidut of you discover it on your own by doing your own work and talking, doing what to do, and doing. So what did you discover? So okay. So there's this, first of all, the story of the fixer. Okay, which Shlomo tells. You know, tell the story like Shlomo. I'm sure you guys have his voice.
The best story.
And basically, it's the story. Should I just say it? It's a story of a man who, simple man, who goes and fixes things for a living, and every night he comes back to his simple house and makes a feast and eats it, yeah, and he just eats it with a lot of joy, and then he gets out his violin and he plays, and he's very happy. And the next day he just goes back to work and makes just what he needs for the day, etc. He does this every day. And the king of the country decides he needs to make sure he wants to find out if there's anyone who's happier than he is, because he doesn't want anyone to be happy. Okay, so he goes around looking in windows, and he sees all sorts of people have all sorts of problems, fighting and shouting bite, and he's like, oh, well, good, I'll pass that house, But he gets to the fixer's house, and what does he see? A happy person. So he goes in. And the fixer invites him in, they share. Now the king's dressed in common clothes, so he doesn't know he's inviting the king into his house. They share the meal, they have their fistula, and at the end of the night, the king leaves and he says to himself, I'm going to fix him, right? He finds out he asks the guy, how do you make how do you have this nice food? And so the king passes a law that no one is allowed to fix things. The next morning, the fixer goes out and he tries to fix things, and he finds that this is the law. So he says, okay, I'm gonna shovel, I'm gonna clean out stables instead. So he goes and he does that, and he comes home, does the same thing. He's happy, makes his food. The king comes back to check what happened, It didn't work. His plan didn't work. The guy's still happy. He said, okay, so this keeps going on. Now, I want to point out, I won't go to the end of the story. The point is, what happened in the story that's happening now? The king, which is the government, right, was invited into this man's house. He let the government into his house. He turned on his computer. He turned on his phone.
I missed something.
The simple happy man made a mistake. He let the king into his house. It's Google. It's all of these big institutions that want to control us and want to tell us what to do. The Mishnah Berurah, all of these institutions that are telling us, well, you can't work at this job. You can work at this job. That's what the king does in the story, right? You can't go out of your house. These are things that I think should be, a person should decide for themselves if they they want, the government's not supposed to be our mother. It's not supposed to tell us, wipe your nose, put on a coat when you go out.
Walk 500 meters, not 600.
Yeah.
100 meters.
Wear a mask, don't wear, whatever you want to do, you should be able to do. You don't need the government to tell you that. So that is what I see is going on in the story. He let the government into his house, and that's where all the problems started.
He was the king. He knocked. You had to let him in.
Yeah,
Well, it's hard when they're
he's been
dressed up.
nice. Like,
You didn't know he was the king.
Yeah, when they're dressed up.
we also don't
It's
know.
something
We don't realize that. Oh,
That the government is the king.
yeah. So we don't realize that we're giving the government this much power.
Yeah,
We're not-
we give them power.
that by listening to their directives, we're following these.
Just turn it on.
I don't, but then people get mad.
Change the channel.
Right. Right.
So what's the punchline?
So
So on green, stop, and red, go.
those laws are okay. Yeah, and the Torah, in Parshat Yitro talks about the kind of government we should have, which is small local governments. We should have, there's judges over the 10, judges over the 100, judges over the 1,000. So that is really the direction I see that the country, the world needs to go in this direction of having local governments. Everyone makes their own decisions in their communities. We don't need these giant institutions like dictating our lives and telling us what we need to do. So that's the fix.
So locals really.
So what happened?
That is the punchline.
Google it.
Yeah.
The king was not the real king.
The king was not the real king, exactly. Because if he was a real king, why would he want
No, I mean,
people
the
not to
king
be
is
happy?
Hashem.
There's an idea of going.
Exactly. We need people take who really want to do for us.
Right.
It's like
Because
Orach,
story,
Agun,
other story
Orach,
of Rabbi Nachman is the story of the poisoned meat, which is very important.
Yeah.
And because we are now that the meat is poisoned.
Yes.
You know the story.
Yeah.
So it's the king and his closest assistant, whatever. And the closest assistant said, that's the problem. We have all this meat for the people, but the meat is poisoned. And when they eat the meat, they will become crazy.
Yeah.
Now I have a little bit of the good meat, and you and me can have that. And the king said, yeah, but what good does it do? If you and me will have the good meat, and they all have the poison meat, then they will think that we're crazy. That we're crazy.
That's how this.
And he can kill us.
That's exactly.
So then, what are we going to do? We are also going to eat the person meat, but we're going to write a sign on our forehead to each other. I am not crazy. And it's time for us to put a sign on our forehead. And we are here already have to sign on our forehead because we come to the Rosh Chodesh gathering. And we know that we are not crazy.
Okay, want to hear another one? I have a few. I know that everyone here. Another Rabbi Nachman story now. I know that everyone here will get tons of ideas. Yeah, well, there's tons of stuff in the Lost Princess too. Okay, in the Lost, you want to hear about the Lost Princess? Basically, what is the viceroy? He represents the one who can bring the Shekhinah back out of exile. Right? Shekhinah, the princess, is in and he's trying to find her. Okay, that's each one of us is embodied in him. Looking, searching, each journey that we make through our lives is bringing us closer to freeing the Shekhinah. So, what happens when he gets really close to finding her? He comes up to these giants, and what do the giants tell him? The thing that you're looking for doesn't exist. Like whatever your still small voice has spoken to you is ridiculous. Forget about it. It's not there. It's not real. And he has this incredible test of being very akshan, very stubborn, and he's like, no, it does exist. I know it exists. I know, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna get there. So I see that these giants are again, it's the mass media. The mass media are the giants that are telling us what to think, what to believe, what's really going on, making up numbers and making up, all sorts of false, spreading lies to convince people that there's a reality that is not really there. So those are the giants, and why are they giants? They're giants. They really are. When I was growing up, we believed the news, right? We believed the newspapers. We believed the media.
A lot of people still do.
And a lot of people still do.
And it was so nice because in the bus, you would hear the news and that everyone would be quiet.
Yeah.
And the bus driver would turn it
Yeah.
off. Oh, listen to the news every hour. Now when the news comes,
The Hon.
So Hashem is always sending us messages how to return to Him and how to get the Shekhinah out of exile. But we have to not listen to those giants. The giants are in our way. They're there to stop us from getting to the truth. So, okay, that's the Lost Princess.
Wow.
I got two
nice
more
commentary on it. Nice commentary.
Love it. Maybe I'll come back next month with more. Okay. The next
Then
one.
you hear that she's coming back next month.
There's
the schedule is already full for next month and even for the month.
Yay, that's great. I want to say thank you.
It's the after party. It's the after party. The after party.
Wait, I want to say thank you to everybody who's making Leah's job easier. She just told us the schedule is filled for 2 whole months. And it's a big job. I think anybody who's even arranged a birthday party understands that it's really hard to get everybody in the right place at the right time. So thank you for coming to Leah and saying, I am coming to the Rosh Chodesh gathering for 7. I am coming to the Rosh Chodesh gathering for, I don't know, Shvat. Adar, not Adar. No, I want like Nissan. I want to be full all the way to Elul. And bring tea and rice milk.
Okay.
You don't like my tea?
No, I love your tea, but bring tea and rice milk. You're also cooking and cleaning and setting up this whole beautiful space. And oh my gosh, everything. The dishes and the rugs and the pillows. Come on. Thank God.
Thank you so much.
I have 2 more.
Your granddaughters are amazing.
ממש בנות טובות, בנות טובות מאוד. אתן התנגדו מצוין.
כל הכבוד.
וגם שלא מתנגדים.
הם לא מבינים כלום. הם גם לא מבינים עברית אנגלית בכלל, אז די משמם.
אבל הם היו ממש טובים מאוד.
כנראה הנשמות
תודה,
שלהם
תודה.
אוראל, קוראים לה אוראל, היא נולדה בשבת חנוכה. וזה היה לידה ראשונה של לויטי. אמא שלה, ואני זוכרת, זה היה 6:27 בבוקר, בשבת חנוכה, והיא נולדה לפני כן, חודש לפני כן. יש עוד מישהי שקוראים לה עדן, היא הכי קטנה, היא ילדה כמה ימים לפני חנוכה, זה כולם כזה.
וואו.
איזה יופי.
יום הולדת שמח.
אז האור של חנוכה השלושה.
כן, היא בת 6 עכשיו.
כן, ירבו.
מזל טוב. יום הולדת שמח.
היה ממש כיף.
And this is beautiful. Thank you, Rivka. Beautiful.
Okay, in the exchange children, here's a story. The exchange
children, yes.
Okay, there's a midwife. She decides she's going to switch the babies. There's a baby born to the queen, and there's a baby born to the servants, like the maid. At the same time, she's going to switch the babies and see what happens. Okay, it's mamash a commentary on all of the people who are in power, who are really they're not supposed to be there. Like there's someone who's much more worthy of the role, but there's all these switches and exchanges are going on throughout our history.
Wait, as everybody's leaving, are you washing your plates?
Okay. throughout history and.
There's a pile of it. Anybody, if they're not used, you can take a few. Wash a few. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Commercial.
Commercial break. Wash your dishes and your neighbors.
Well, I did put some donuts on.
Okay, so this kind of exchange is always happening, especially in, if you look at the Torah, it's full of it, you know, there's always brothers, and one is supposed to be the Bechor, and then, you know, Esav and Yaakov, and Ishmael, and Yitzchak, and it goes on, Yosef, and Reuben, and all the brothers, yeah, it's going on and on.
They can keep switching who's the Bechor there.
Right. So
nothing's permanent.
So yeah, there's Rubenu is it's alluding to a lot of many deep things. I mean, by the way, these are just my ideas. Okay, just so you know, there's endless Kabbalah and ways to understand this Torahs like these stories that I'm not even touching them. Okay, so now there's a foolish land with a wise king, okay? And we always read this. What does that mean, foolish land with a wise king? It has now become the wise land with a foolish king. And in the story, the hero of the story has to switch it back. Okay, it has to go back again. This is not a good thing. It has to go back to be the foolish land with the wise king. It's better that the king be wise and the people be foolish. Okay, but unfortunately now, and so basically we see in our time who's wise. The people are wise, right? We really we understand. People understand what's going on. The leaders are foolish. They're all so foolish. They're all completely just not fit to be leaders.
Well, would the Mashiach be a head figure? But I'm really into the Mashiach consciousness, where it will be an uplifting from everybody. Right. Everybody will be on tune. Everybody will be on point. Everybody will be thinking greater for the other and less for themselves. Right. So it will be that the people will be smarter than an individual. I believe. That's I believe.
Well, ultimately, I think maybe what he's talking, what he's hinting at is that when the people make Hashem the king, so that he is the wise. There's only one wise king, and that's Hashem. When people really follow Hashem, then anyone is foolish compared to Hashem, right? We're all going to be, you realize that you don't know anything. The more you learn, the more you get close to.
The more you know that you don't know.
To wisdom, right? So the true king is really Hashem, and that is the Geulah. That's the Geulah. Okay.
You didn't hear me, did you?
So, yeah, no, there's more I could say about that, but I think it's also off tape.
Now you want to go check.
I'm muting again. I'm in control.
Okay. The fear in the garden. Okay, so now he describes that when a person enters a garden, and when a person enters this garden, they feel like they're being chased. Right? You remember this? Chased. Afraid, like something's chasing me. There's some invisible force that's coming, that's going to get me. And
in the garden?
In this beautiful, there's this garden. Now, and the hero of the story, who's the king's true son, approaches the garden. He's only allowed to go in there if he's prepared to try to restore the land to be the land with the foolish king and the foolish people and the wise king, right? So when he said what happens is most people when they go into this garden, they panic. They feel like then they hurt themselves because they're tripping over themselves and they get so scared. So this is also what's happening, which this whole pandemic is based on fear. The whole thing that we've seen in the past 6 months and 9 months is the creation, the like feeding of fear to create a false image, to create this invisible enemy, right? Everyone's afraid of this. Where's this enemy? This thing that's going to get me? It's going to, it's just going to. No, it doesn't exist. It's not there. There's no invisible enemy. There's nothing to be afraid of. Fear is the answer. Fear is the opposite of simcha. Fear is reduces weakens a person's immune system, makes a person like constricted instead of expansive, and it does all the worst things to us, right? It's a great way to so
It's not only in this, also when there's terror and stuff like that.
yeah.
No, it's the terrorists, the endless wars in the Middle East, and different things for sure. Anything that you can grab enough people, they'll take it. If it wasn't this, it would be something else. And it's been these types of smoke screens since day immortal.
Right.
Why did you have city-states all over the world 2,000 years ago? Because everybody was afraid of what was over the next hill, because of the wives' tales, because of the scary stories. And that's how they controlled people. So it's always, always, always been that energy that wants to control people.
Right.
And I believe in germs. I believe in flus. I believe that there are, God forbid, diseases we don't want. I also believe that something bad happened and they'll take it and run with it no matter what it is. And unfortunately, we have to try to control that wild horse. And it's very hard. And it's very, very hard if you don't understand that you are riding a wild horse. So that's my take on it.
Well, so what does he do in the story? He goes into the garden and he stands next to the statue. Okay, and the statue represents Shlomo HaMelech, the wisest of all men. And it also, I guess you could think that it represents the tzaddik. So when a person is attached to tzaddikim, to the tzaddik, to the tzaddikim, then there's no reason to be afraid, because there's really, they are giving us the right directions. We don't have to listen to the other direction. We're gonna get the truth, if we attach to the tzaddikim and stay faithful to Hashem and the Torah. That's I think is a real message, that you battle this war with faith, and there's nothing to be afraid of.
Amen. Amen.
All right, the next.
Okay, girls on Zoom land, come, we got dishes to do. Okay, real quick, let's close this up. Leah, Sam. Leah, my beautiful leader.
Fearless leader.
Into Zot Chanukah. Thank you, everybody who's been here. Thank you, everybody who's been here all the time. Because believe me, I only do the Rosh Chodesh gathering because you are supporting me and you're helping and you're doing it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now please go to the radio. I want to bless you that Zot Chanukah is going to give the light into the world, that you can take off the little thing of our forehead that I'm crazy, because we're crazy for Hashem. And we want to have the best for each other, especially for the people who can't stand. That's it. We want to do the best. We're davening for the best for them. Because when we do that, there's going to be Achdut.
Amen.
Joyful Achdut. And now the people came back to the caravans, and more people are coming to the caravilot. And it's the miracle. From the outside, it looks like, it looks nice. The inside is like Alice in Wonderland. It's huge.
Yes.
It's
They look nice.
unbelievable. Yes. What other country in the world does that for me? You lose everything, and then we give you a caravilla. It's like you
Caravilla.
really have to give gratitude for everything we get. I got the most amazing packages of teas from Laura. Thank you. It's other things that just warm your heart. Please do something nice for each other. For Zot Chanukah, make a great party, invite everybody, and tell everybody you're not allowed to buy anything. You give something from your house that maybe you even got it yourself as a present, and it's not really a good present. Give it to someone else. Give it, people are going to be really happy with it. You don't have to buy anything anymore. No plastic bags, no wrapping paper,
Just
no
homemade
ribbons.
articles. Just beautiful oils, the sand, and beautiful hats and handmade woolen. Right? Just let's give each other our handwork.
Do therapies, give beautiful massage to each other.
You know, I say this a lot, and we talked about it just a minute ago with local governments, but it's local economy. Sure, we need something from somewhere else. We want that special treat. But for goodness sakes, buy your vegetables from your local green organic grocer. Buy your hats from your local shelter.
Anything on the internet, stop doing that. Go to the stores.
Go to your local. We live in a village here in Israel. Use it.
Yes.
Buy your music. There are, but not your class.
Not my class.
Is your class on the internet?
Probably,
Your dance class? See?
Come to that live in Jerusalem on Friday morning. Come and dance, with me.
Come closer.
Yeah, and
It's fantastic.
and Leah says it's fantastic, so it must
It's
be. Whatever
great.
Leah
It's a good
says is
class.
true.
It's a
Right?
good class.
Leah said. And you guys are all welcome to join me in Jerusalem. Invite me to your retreats because Nia is the best. And if you don't move, then you will die. I hate to tell you. I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news, but it's like you have to move. So if you can't get to my class, just put on some music, dance in your kitchen, wake up and dance. It's like the most important thing for your health, for your well-being and happiness. So that's my message to the world.
Yay.
And I mean, it makes me very happy. I literally cannot do Nia without a big smile coming onto my face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. It's like amazing. So you guys can find Nia also on the internet.
Put your information on our WhatsApp group right now. I have it open for the day for people to put their contact information, and I close it for the month because nobody wants to hear us all month long.
Okay, so I have. Let's see. Does it see it?
It doesn't matter. We're going to put it on the WhatsApp group that doesn't disappear.
I'm just inviting everyone to please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Oh, your channel?
I have a channel, and the song Hanerot that we all danced to today we have a beautiful video of it on my YouTube channel. I would love everyone to see it. So
I'm excited. I'm so glad.
Subscribe if you like my channel, and
like it and comment and share it.
Share, yeah, all that stuff.
With the band.
She knows. What she said.
Okay, all right. What am I doing here? Okay, I love everybody. Thank you so much. Amazing. We had almost 40 people the entire day on Zoom. We had, I don't know how many people here. It's gorgeous. And we're keeping distance, but our hearts are right next to each other. Love everybody. Have a beautiful month. It's dark. Don't worry about it. Don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. This is a month to take care of those emotions that come up when you're not sure about what's happening tomorrow. It's dark. Trust. Relax. Let the universe cradle you. Let Hashem just guide you. Okay? Close your eyes. Enjoy. Go to the show. Have some.
Thank you, Leah.